Welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. And this microphone is driving me bonkers. And our producer, Allie, is going to fix us right up here. So bear with us. That's a little better, yes. Especially for Pawpaw, who doesn't like to talk right in the microphone sometime, radio listeners. So I have to get on him about that so you can actually hear him talk.
Am I shy?
No, not the least bit. So I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
But I have to get on you every week about it.
I've noticed every week.
Well, I thought by now you might be like, you know what? I need to talk into that microphone.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one right there. So how you been?
Busy. I've taught every day this week.
Well, that's
Except
good.
Today. They won't let me teach but 4.
Yeah.
So Monday,
That's
Tuesday,
for
Wednesday, and
everybody, yeah. I don't understand that, but whatever. You're still getting plenty of time.
Well, we've been busy
Teaching.
with practicing for the cantata, and then I've been busy at school.
Tell us about the Christmas cantata that you're narrating at First Southern Baptist.
Thank you, Betty, for that plug.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's our pastor did not participate in our practice session Wednesday night.
Right.
And he said the reason he wanted to stand outside and listen, he wanted to listen. And he did, and he gave us thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. He said it was a beautiful cantata. It's going to be presented 3 different nights.
Tonight.
Tonight's Friday night, isn't it? I've got to hurry and get away from here. Starts at 6:30 each night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
And that gives people plenty of opportunities to coordinate their schedule where they can be there. And it's going to be beautiful not only to listen to, just to look. All the participants in our choir, there's probably 30 people singing, but they're shaped in the form of a Christmas tree, and they look like a Christmas tree.
Oh, wow.
They're walking in behind boughs of pine trees.
Yeah.
And it's shaped like a tree. And so they're ornaments on a tree.
And it's people.
And it's
That's
people.
pretty cool right there.
And there's going to be angels and Mary and Joseph and the whole bit, you know. The Christmas story never grows old. Never grows old.
Right. That's true.
I was the librarian one day this week, and some of the one class of students came in there and they were to read from a certain section.
Yeah.
These were classics, like Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Treasure Island, Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol was written
a long time ago.
Over 300. So these are all classics, and I just thought, well, I'm going to look at these. I had read 25 of those books.
Dang, Papa.
But they're classics.
That's good, though.
They're classics. I probably read them all while I was in school. But I've got through reading my last edition of my last Christmas Carol that our producer so generously gave me. On the left-hand side of the page, I have Charles Dickens' handwriting. As he's writing the book, I have his writing on one page, and then I have the typed page on my right-hand side.
Cool.
So I get to read it and see where he made little scribbles here and little notations there.
Oh, no, that is pretty.
He wrote that story in 6 weeks.
That's amazing.
He wrote
that
that
in 6 weeks.
But anyway, I've been real busy.
Well, I was telling y'all before we got started that I suffer from sleepwalking. I don't do it a lot. It's just once in a blue moon. It's about a year ago was the last time I did, until last night. So my legs are so sore, Pawpaw.
Where'd you walk? To Chattanooga?
I don't know what. I must have walked in circles. I ran into the wall. And that's what snapped me out of it. Every time I do it, my legs are so sore the next day. So just bear with me, folks. I'm definitely not at my best today. It's always rough the day after if you sleepwalk. For anybody that does sleepwalk out there, they know what I'm talking about.
Isn't there a country song?
Probably.
Sleepwalking.
Yeah, there is. There is. So it's not much fun, I can tell you that.
I don't think
especially the next day. Well, I don't want to participate. If I knew a way to stop it, I would. I can promise you that. We'll tell people, radio listeners, we got a soup fundraiser coming up at the Bledsoe County Nursing Home Dining Room. It is going to be on Friday, December the 7th, and it will be from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Once again, it's at the Bledsoe County Nursing Home Dining Room. The proceeds will fund the Debbie Harwood Raines Memorial Scholarship, which is given to a graduating senior each year. They'll have homemade.
That? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they'll have homemade soup, sandwich, drink, and dessert for $6.
Sounds like a bargain.
Yeah. And radio listeners, come out and see Pawpaw at his Christmas cantata this weekend. Starts tonight. It'll be tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday night at 6:30. Pawpaw is the narrator.
I want to protect my voice today. You do most of the talking.
Okay. And remind radio listeners too, you can listen to the basketball game tonight. That is tonight. They take on Van Buren County, and it starts at 6. Lady Warriors and Royals will be taking on Van Buren County, and their next home game is going to be on December the 7th. It's a big one. They take on Cumberland County, and that also starts at 6. So that's the next home game after tonight will be December 7th, and then December the 11th, they take on Whitwell, also here at home at 6 o'clock.
Cool.
So there's a little update for the high school Lady Warriors and Warriors. So
good deal.
Well, let's hear a little trivia.
I've got some. Now you ought to get these.
Every time you say that, it's a trick.
I had a chance to look them over today.
Okay.
And I thought to myself,
Self?
If you know these, Billy should know these.
Oh, no. Yeah, Allie agrees.
A double agent works for Russia and the United States.
Yeah.
What is he called?
A double agent?
Yeah, I know, for real. He's a traitor, is what that's what I call him.
He would be a traitor.
He's a traitor.
Benedict Arnold.
But there's a little animal in the ground that they call him.
A minx.
Under
A
the ground.
groundhog.
A mole.
Oh, yeah.
You know
that's
that
right.
now, don't you?
Yeah.
It is easy, isn't it?
No. Not gonna go that far.
Okay. A pearl producer
Who producer?
is an
Oyster.
Oh, I thought it was talking about like I don't know what it was talking about really.
Pearl.
Got you
what
now.
produces the pearl? An oyster.
Oyster.
Now
Do you like to eat oysters?
No.
Absolutely not.
Carolyn liked to eat them raw. Mm-hmm. And when Artie would come back from Chattanooga with a gallon bucket, he would be eating them on a cracker with a little hot sauce, and Carolyn would. So she induced me to try it one time. Mm-hmm. Oh, no
Yeah,
more.
it's not very good.
No more.
I've ate them before too, and I just don't get the.
I don't even want them cooked.
I don't know.
Okay, number 3. A CSA monogram that would be familiar to most Southerners. What are those 3 letters? CSA. Most Southerners could identify with the
Confederate States of America.
Confederate States of America. That's exactly right.
All right.
The Confederacy.
He about lost it all right there, didn't he?
The South. Have you ever heard anybody say the South's gonna rise again?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've been hearing that all my life, and I'm nearly 100 years old. Hasn't happened yet.
On the Beverly Hillbillies,
Yeah.
Granny always said that.
Yeah.
That she was taking her rheumatism medicine.
But she never did forgive those Yankees, did she?
No, she didn't. No.
Okay, number 4. A small cask is called
What?
What in the world is a cask?
like a barrel, but it's
Oh.
not a barrel. It's a smaller barrel. What do you call them?
Is beer in it?
Well, it could be.
Keg.
Keg, beer keg. That's what they're known as. If you go down to Joel Stanford's, there's a section there where they've got barrels, little half barrels of candy. You reach down and get a bag of candy. Those are called kegs.
Okay.
Okay. The wise one in a community or in a certain area of the world is called what is a wise person called?
A wise man.
A wise man. This little this little 5-year-old was working on a nativity scene,
Okay.
and the mother wanted to let her put everything where she wanted to. And so she got Jesus in place and Mary and Joseph in place and the cows and the donkeys and everything. And then she got to crying. And the mother said, well, honey, what's wrong? She said, Mama, I can't find anywhere to put these wise guys.
Sounds like
Wise
she's talking
guys.
about the mafia there, wasn't it?
But a wise person is known as a sage.
I would
Sage.
never guess that. Sage is something else
all.
altogether. I'm thinking of something completely different.
Sage grass.
Yeah. I didn't know if you're wise, they called you that.
Yeah, you're a sage. Okay. The Iditarod is run in what state? The Iditarod
Wait, now, is that,
dogs.
okay, Alaska.
Alaska. The Iditarod. Nome is one of the two different cities. They were trying to get
Okay.
medicine to a community. That's what it was all about.
That's what started it.
Oh,
Okay.
and they redo it every year.
Got you.
Oh,
Chris.
mercy. Okay, the melody of a song is the blank of the song.
The heart of the song.
Yeah, but what do you call the melody?
The melody is
The,
lead.
The tune. The tune, how it goes.
oh,
Okay.
that wasn't easy.
The Ugly Duckling was really a...
Goose.
No, it wasn't a goose.
A swan. A swan. It was a swan.
Ugly Duckling was
Swans
a
are pretty,
swan.
though.
Yeah, but it was...
ugly.
But it was a...
He was ugly.
He wasn't a pretty when he was a baby. They put him with the ducks. Okay. I know
Listen,
you
I'm not having no sleep. I'm delirious. So
you're not going to get this. Not going to get this. Where you keep a group of little bitty animals, or not little bitty animals, but small rabbits.
Rabbits. Rabbits.
I shouldn't have said that.
2 points. Go Billy. Yeah.
You keep.
Where do rabbits live?
They live in a warren. It's not a hole. It's a warren. Okay, a furry aquatic engineer.
A furry aquatic engineer.
What?
The otter.
What does an otter build? This one builds something. He's
A beaver.
a beaver. He is an engineer. He builds dams.
He sure does.
And sometimes that's good for a locale, and sometimes it messes the farmer up.
I know.
Okay. A parakeet's quarters.
The
Cage.
A cage. You wouldn't want to live in a cage, would you?
No.
No.
But don't bother the parakeet, because if he gets out, the cat will get him.
Hey.
The what'll get him?
The cat will get him.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Fiber blank.
Optic.
You're good. good.
Did I get it?
I was going to give you another clue. Fiber blank cable. But you didn't need all the clue. You didn't need all the clue.
And that was a guess. Because Channel 18 talks about fiber optic a lot. The phone
yeah.
company does. That's why I said it.
Well, it could be fiber in your cereal or fiber in your diet. Okay. The Jedi Master.
Luke.
Is that his name? Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, but it was a Yoda.
Oh.
Yoda.
Oh.
That's all of the trivia I have. But
Well,
you
we did
well.
pretty
You
good.
did pretty good. Pretty good.
I like that one now. Fiber optic. That was a complete guess, folks.
Well, I know, but you just burst in there. You didn't let me give the clue.
It just come to me, as you always say. It
Now,
just
can we have
popped
the-
in my head.
We're going to have the sports now.
Sports.
Well, let's talk about basketball.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if you're a UT fan, there's no football to talk about.
Well, earlier in the week, we were number 5, Tennessee.
Yeah. But
We
they
were
did
number 5, and we played Kansas.
a very, very
And
good
it
team.
was a heartbreaker to lose. We
know.
lost in overtime,
I know.
87-81. And I believe the two people we're going to be seeing with the most prolific scoring is going to be Williams and Schofield.
Oh, yeah.
They've been 1 and 2 every game so far.
Yeah, they'll have to be the main scorers.
Then on Wednesday night, we had
But they
dropped.
need a little help. Hopefully a third person can step up in some games when they're having an off night.
Well, they put that new center in, and he scored 10 points. Mm-hmm. He's 6'6".
Yeah.
Okay. Then Wednesday night we had a breather over Eastern Kentucky. We scored nearly 100 points.
Yeah.
And we've got another one coming up on Sunday. Then on December the 2nd we take on Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Why
be
in
good.
the world are we going to do that?
I don't know, but
December the
hopefully
9th.
we'll beat
December
them.
the 9th.
Is it in Knoxville or is it out in Spokane?
It's not in Knoxville, I'm sure.
Is it part of a tournament?
No. Then we take on Memphis.
Then they're
on the
going to
15th.
travel to
Memphis.
Washington State to take them then, because they're from Spokane.
Yeah. Well, then we got Memphis on the 15th.
Ooh,
That's no pushover.
no.
So I'm looking
schedule.
forward to it. And then the Lady Vols, they won last Saturday over UAB.
Yeah, in overtime.
And
in overtime.
well, they're 73-69. Mm-hmm. And
They won, but
they're
it
number
didn't-
11. They're number 11. But they're sharing the scoring, but there's no one that's really taking charge.
Nope. And until
That's
that
not good.
happens, they're
That's not good.
it looks like the same old to me. I don't know. Holly must not believe in learning new things, new plays.
I'm afraid though that we don't have a Shamika Holzclaw, and we don't have that take charge
Candace
person.
Parker, yeah.
We don't have.
Well, Davis
Yeah, but
could be, but she's not doing it.
Well, she's not a franchise player.
No, but she could be.
Well,
But she's not. That's what's frustrating about
who's
it.
going to develop her?
Exactly.
Okay, who do you pick tomorrow in the SEC championship between number 1 Alabama and Georgia's in there, about number 4?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for Georgia. Did they play in the regular season?
They must not have, because they played each other in the whole thing last year. At the end of the year.
They played the SEC championship last year too.
Well,
But I don't believe they played in the regular season
No, they
this
didn't.
year.
But I don't see how anybody beat Alabama. They're 12-0.
I don't either. What's
12.
Georgia's record?
They've lost 1.
Who beat them?
Was it Auburn?
Was it?
I don't know who won. Somebody went down.
It was Auburn or LSU won.
Well, anyway, that's 2 good teams.
I wish Georgia would.
But you
beat
know what?
them,
Saban is 15-0 against his ex-coaches that coached with him, and Kirby Smart's coming up.
Yeah, no, that's not a good statistic for him, is it?
And that golf match last weekend, there was $9 million purse.
Yes. What about that? Who won?
Does it matter? Here you got two golfers, neither one of them playing good golf, neither one of them in the prime of their time.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody hatched up this idea to have the match is what they called it.
It was just for money.
Well, they had to go to they had to go 22 holes to decide who was the winner. But Phil Mickelson finally came out on top.
Did he?
But he's not beat anybody who beat Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is not the Tiger Woods he used to be.
No, and he hasn't been for.
And if he had defeated Phil Mickelson, who would he have defeated?
Right.
But the winner got $9 million out of the deal.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And they had a lot of technical problems, and they had to finish it up under the lights.
Oh, really?
They hadn't figured on it going into overtime.
Well, they did. I guess that's way too much money to give them to win.
I don't understand that.
I don't get that part. But I guess they put them two in the event because they're, more household names than some of the other people.
Well, and they've both been around a while. Mm-hmm. They both have recognition. They both have a lot of wins.
Like
both of them have got a lot of wins under their belt. Mm-hmm. But still, I'm just saying, why would anybody want to watch them?
I don't know. Has it said the ratings for it?
No, I haven't. Well, like I say, it had a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
People couldn't get, it was pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. I don't think everybody could get it,
No.
Okay, by football, Tennessee.
I thought we were going to avoid that.
No, here's the thing. Here's the reason I wanted to bring it up. Well, 5 and 7 gets you nothing.
Nope.
Okay, we had a chance.
Yep, and we blew it.
Here's what I don't understand.
We can beat Auburn and Kentucky, but yet we get blown off the field by Missouri and Vanderbilt. So
don't make sense.
Stupid.
And here's the thing about Vanderbilt. They have defeated Tennessee 5 out of the last 7 tries.
That is really
3
sad.
in a row.
That's really sad.
You got to go back to 1920 to get records like this of Vandy defeating Tennessee like this.
It just shows you how far we've fallen.
We have fallen. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing about it. Immediately, though, with no bowl game to go to, we hit the trail. We're going to recruit.
Yeah, might as well.
How in the world are we going to sit down in the living room with mom and dad and that hunk of a man sitting there and say, come to Tennessee? Mm-hmm. What are we going to use to entice them?
I don't know. I really don't. And you'd have to sell them on, you can be part of the class that brings Tennessee back to its glory days, maybe. That would be, I think they need to go that route if they're not going that route already.
Well, here's
I don't know what else you
what
can
looks
really
what sounded so sad to me and looks so bad. I saw what they were doing in the game. They had pledged themselves to stop the run. Mm-hmm. Okay, they thought they were doing it, but in the Chattanooga paper on Sunday, Mark Wiedmer and another sports writer both took a shot at Tennessee and our offensive coordinator. They both said, we put our men in a box right up around the center, mm-hmm. and we let them pass. Mm-hmm. Well, their quarterback completed the first 15 passes he threw. And at the end of the game, he had thrown 35 times and completed 31. Those sports writers said, why did Tennessee keep on doing what they were doing when they saw it wasn't working? Then the Vanderbilt coach, Mr. Mason, he was interviewed.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if that's the way Tennessee wants to play, we've got a quarterback that can light it up. And he did. Mm-hmm. Then the quarterback himself.
That makes Tennessee look
Stupid.
Does.
Those were the words Mark Weber used in his column Sunday.
Good.
He came out and said, if you want to be stupid, then they're going to take advantage of your stupidity.
That's right.
And then he said, right on the other hand, the other team showed perfection by capitalizing on what you did wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Then the quarterback was asked about it. His name's Kyle Shermer. And he said, well, if that's what they want to do, if they just want to box us in like that and let me have the pass, I'm going to take it.
Right.
Okay, then they interviewed Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah, what was his
Jeremy Pruitt said, well, I guess they took what we gave them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So it just sounded
the confidence I had in him is now gone.
Okay, then we lost our offensive
That is a terrible answer. Terrible answer.
He said they took what we gave them. He was saying we tried to stop the run. They didn't stop the run.
No.
Then we got 29 first downs and we got 12. They got nearly 400 yards and we got a little over 200 yards.
Gosh.
They held the ball over 43 minutes. We had the ball something like 16 minutes and 3 seconds.
That is very alarming there.
Well,
that's bad. That's bad.
But here's the thing that I rejoice in.
I wish it would get better.
I read that some team called Western Kentucky wanted our offensive coordinator for a head coach. And I said, take it, man, take it. And
I know,
And he did.
Go for it.
So now,
because our offense was horrible this year.
Horrible is a good description.
Yeah.
Now we've got to find an offensive coordinator. Guess who the first man on the list is?
Who?
Hugh Freeze.
Oh.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze. He's had to sit out since they caught him with those numbers on his cell phone of that escort service.
But Ole Miss has fallen mightily since they got rid of Hugh Freeze.
Right.
He had brought Ole Miss to places they hadn't been in a long, long time.
Well,
so
his specialty is offense.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Ole Miss had an awesome offense under him. They scored a lot of points.
Okay, here's the thing. Ole Miss came out from under the ban this year. So the sports writers think that Hugh Freeze can now be available to coach. Tennessee's not the only one wanting him. He's got 3 schools wanting him already. So he does have the mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His coaching was never questioned. He just,
we'll have to
for some
see
reason decided to call some escorts.
Maybe he wanted. Maybe it wasn't for himself.
It's probably for recruits. It probably was.
Whatever. Okay.
That's why they had a few real good years of recruiting. Now it makes sense.
I believe the SEC is going to have 8 or 9 teams in a bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
bowl picture.
Won't be Tennessee, but yeah.
Well,
we can root for the SEC though.
Of course, they won't all be playing on New Year's Day.
No.
But I'd say Georgia. If Georgia gets beat tomorrow, I don't know that they'll fall out of the top 4 being considered.
No, they shouldn't. They should not because they're playing the number 1 team. So I don't think they should. It may depend on how close of a game it is, things like that. But
Alabama may want to impress people, show them how good they are too. But anyway, we'll wait and see. Tom Brady. This is all sports now.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has taken over as the number 1 yardage gainer
total yards
in pro. He passed Peyton Manning. He passed Peyton, and he's not through.
I know. I wish he was. I'm so tired of New England
76,463 yards.
Man, alive.
In a career. Can you believe that?
No, that's a lot. That is a lot. but I am ready for him to retire, so New England will stop winning all the time. I was so glad to see the Philadelphia Eagles beat them last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was very glad to see that.
One more thing. What about LSU and Texas A&M? 7 overtimes.
I know.
70.
I finally fell asleep and didn't get to see how it ended.
Oh man, alive! You talking about a ball game?
Well, it just kept going to overtime, over and over and over. And I guess I finally just dozed off or something.
Their quarterback had 6 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, and he ran for a touchdown.
Which one, LSU?
No, Texas A&M. Their quarterback had 6 touchdowns for passes. Mm-hmm. Then he threw for 3 2-point conversions. And then he ran a touchdown in himself. I bet you a $5 bill against a hole in a donut, and he got the Offensive Player of the Week.
He should have. He definitely deserved it.
That's all I got for sports.
Okay, well, coming up after the break, it will be time for some good old Albertology. That's coming up next right here on the Albert and Billy Show. Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. As I'm eating a good caramel candy bar. It's pretty good.
Sounds good.
It is good. It is good. I want to thank our sponsor, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Posh Beauty Company, Scotty's, right in downtown Pikeville, Subway on the Bypass, Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street, The Loom, our next door neighbor here. Well, they have Papa.
They have just about anything you need, particularly in the sewing line. Sewing needs and alterations.
And the offices of Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, Michael Walker, and Janice Sapp. It's Lola's right here on Main Street. Go do some Christmas shopping there, folks.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's got a lot of nice things there. The Farmhouse Chandelier Cafe and Gifts, owner Kim Campbell, best broccoli and cheese soup you'll ever eat in your life. She's got really good food.
Sounds like it.
She's our next door neighbor too. She's right behind us here at WUAT. Farm Bureau, go see Matt Massengale and his friendly staff in South Pikeville, down close to Putnam Reed and the high school.
Yeah.
And Pikeville Family Dentistry. Go see Dr. Lee and his friendly staff for all your dental needs. And it's time for Albertology.
Are you ready?
Well, you know it.
What do you think is what do you think is the number one car maker in America? What brand?
Chevrolet.
Okay, it's General Motors.
All right.
General Motors, you're right. But they make other things besides Chevrolet.
I know.
But General Motors this week made the announcement that they're going to lay off 14,000 jobs, get rid of 14,000 jobs, close 5 plants.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
That's not good because, like I say, they're the largest automaker in the United States, so this does not sound good.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. There is one brand of their, the Impala, Chevrolet, they're going to quit making it. 60 years they've been making that car. It's gone. It's gone.
Why?
I'm upset.
Well, I don't know.
I am too.
Isn't that one of their better sellers,
Yeah.
you think, you know? Well, this is the undercurrent I'm feeling or sensing. It's the electric car.
You think?
I
Maybe.
said undercurrent,
Maybe.
vibes I'm getting.
Okay.
Okay, but President Trump jumped sky high because not long ago, just a few years back, we had to bail out the automobile industry in the United States.
What was it, 2008?
It's not been too long ago. And so Trump reminded General Motors of that yesterday. He said, well, what's going on here? Don't you remember what we did for you? And they're closing 5 plants. Guess what? Not one plant was closed in Mexico. Not one plant was closed in China. All 5 of the plant closings are scheduled to be in the United States.
It's a lot more to it than what you said. It's a thing called greed.
Well,
when they got bailed out, a lot of that went into the executives and the bosses. Blue collar.
Well,
that's what always
the white
happens with
collars.
that.
But anyway, it doesn't bode well for the United States for this kind of a situation to arise, economically speaking. But you know what it did? It caused General Motors stock to rise on the stock market. Because they could see that by losing that many workers and closing that many plants, that's going to improve their profitability.
Okay.
So those people are all for it.
Of course.
That have money invested. I don't know how much time I got.
We got time.
The Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. This started way back in antiquity. Mm-hmm. Pagans and Romans had Christmas trees before Christianity even came on the scene.
Really?
Then the Germans are the first one that came up with lights on a tree, had candles. Double dangerous.
I didn't know that either.
Double dangerous. Yeah. You got the wax melting and the flames. That wasn't
very smart.
But in 1882,
no other trees burned down along with their houses.
In 1882, Thomas Edison had a man working for him by the name of Samuel Johnson. He was an inventor like Edison. And he strung together 80 bulbs that they had come out with, red, white, and blue, and put them on his tree in Manhattan. That was in 1882. By 1902, General Electric released to the public Christmas tree lights to put on your trees. $12 then. Today they would be equal to $300.
I know. That's insane to me.
The Great Wall of China.
$12 then, and now it'd be $300.
The Great Wall of China.
Boy, you're random today, aren't you?
I found this. I found this in a book at school.
We go from Christmas trees to the Great Wall of China.
Well, this is
we're covering everything.
This is Howardology.
Yeah.
It twists and turns like a dragon, covering from valleys to mountains. It's as high as a 3-story building. At one time, it was 1,500 miles long. But we're talking about 2,000 years ago when it first was started. The Emperor of China decided to connect a lot of walls of people and property, had them for protection. So he wanted to connect them and have one great wall, 1,500 miles long, and they did. And so it's made out of dirt and stones and bricks. It's wide enough on top for the soldiers to travel on, horses and buggies and wagons and everything.
That's amazing.
So as the years went by, each emperor would do a little bit more to it, but nothing's been done to it for 400 years. Finally, someone came up with the idea here, probably in the last century, that all this protection from the outsiders, an airplane can fly over it. That's the reason I wanted to do the Great Wall of China.
I never thought about that.
Okay.
That's kind of funny, Papa.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay.
Man, is it gloomy outside, Papa.
Well, I hate to see this for our cantata.
I know it.
Okay, current events.
Current events. Well, it's gloomy outside, folks.
You ever watch Jeopardy?
Sometimes, but I don't know. I like Wheel of Fortune better.
We watched both of them. Wheel of Fortune. We saw Alex Trebek's mustache the first time he flashed it. Okay, it says, I saw that Jeopardy host Alex Trebek grew a beard. And he said it was going to depend on how long, he was going to keep it as long as the public accepted it. Finally, he took it off. But his, wife, but his wife, when she first saw it, she said, "What is that on your face?" Okay.
There was, he is a public defender. He's up here in Bledsoe County a lot, Papa. Jeff Harmon, he's from Dunlap. He was on Jeopardy, remember?
Oh.
And he won a few times.
Well, we've had families from here that were on
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
A man in New York yesterday bought a $10 million winning lottery ticket while at a convenience store. And he was just there to buy treats for his dog, which came as a major disappointment to his dog. "You didn't get the treats." The dog said, "You didn't get my treats."
He can buy him a bunch of treats now, though, can't he?
A man in Florida, $10 million. A man in Florida has been arrested for stealing over $5 million from his job at a local credit union to produce movies. He apparently got caught after the release of his new documentary, How I Stole $5 Million from My Credit Union. That was pretty stupid, wasn't it?
That was very stupid.
Okay.
He should be on where they show the world's dumbest criminals. That guy needs to be on there.
These two boys were arguing when the teacher entered the room. And the teacher says, "Why are you two boys arguing?" And one boy said, "Well, we found a $10 bill. And we decided to give it to whoever can tell the biggest lie." And the teacher said, "You should be ashamed of yourselves. When I was your age, I didn't even know what a lie was." They said, "Okay, here's your $10.
So we're doing jokes, all right.
Okay, well.
At first I thought you were really talking about current events, but I'm with you now.
Okay.
Money woes.
When the lodge meeting broke up, John confided to a friend, "Mike, I'm in a terrible pickle. I'm strapped for cash and I don't have the slightest idea where I'm going to get it from."
Mm-hmm.
"I'm glad to hear that," answered Mike. "I was afraid you were going to ask to borrow from me."
I'm sure that was the next question.
Okay. The phone rings.
Yeah, well, you said that right on time.
The phone rings and Sally's friend Rachel says,
Is it Rachel?
"I only have a minute. I'm about to go to a restaurant to meet a blind date. Can you call me in half an hour in case it's going bad?" And Sally says, "Okay, I'll call you in about half an hour." So sure enough, 20 minutes after meeting her date, Rachel is discreetly checking her watch. She's fed up already. After 10 more long minutes, finally the phone rings, and Rachel listens for a few seconds, and then she pauses and says, "I feel terrible, but my grandmother's sick. I'm going to have to go home."
Right.
"No problem," says the date, and he has a big grin on his face. "In a few more minutes, my friend's going to call me and tell me my dog got run over." I don't think either one of them liked their date.
No, and that is one heck of a comeback, too. That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
George,
If you know the woman's lying about it, come back with something like that.
would women lie about something?
You dang Skippy, they would.
George went to the doctor with hearing problems, and the doctor said, "Can you describe the symptoms?" George said, "Homer's overweight and Marge has blue hair." That's not.
Oh, that's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
But it's not very funny.
Homer's overweight and Marge has blue hair. But Marge's blue hair, that's symptoms. Symptoms. He won't give me symptoms for his hearing.
Wow.
And he's,
You're having the Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Okay. Oh, that's not bad then.
Okay.
When you said it, you weren't thinking about The Simpsons, were you, Papa?
No.
Now it makes sense. He thought that they said The Simpsons instead of the symptoms.
Okay. One afternoon, a man went to his doctor. and told me he hadn't been feeling well lately. And the doctor examined the man, left the room, and came back with 3 bottles of pills.
Okay.
The doctor said, take the green pill with a big glass of water when you wake up. Take the blue pill with a big glass of water after you eat lunch. Then just before you go to bed, take the red pill with another big glass of water.
Okay.
And the man was startled by so much medicine, 3 big bottles and 3 different colors of bottles, you know. He said, gee, doc, exactly what is my problem? You're not drinking enough water.
That's why I always say with a big glass of water.
Okay. The sergeant major growled at the young soldier and said, I didn't see you at camouflage training this morning. Thank you very much, sir.
That's right. That was a good one to skip out on. All right, one more. Let's
One
hear
more?
one more.
Okay, 2 guys are walking through the woods one day when they stumble across a big, deep hole.
Uh-oh.
The first guy peers into it and says, wow, that looks deep. The second guy says, it sure does. Let's throw a few pebbles in there and see how deep it is.
Right.
We'll be able to tell the depth by how long it takes for the pebbles to hit the bottom.
Okay.
So they pick up a few pebbles and throw them in and wait, and they wait, and they wait. Nothing. There's no sound at all. The first guy says, golly, that is really deep. Let's throw one of those great big rocks down there, and let's see what kind of noise we hear. So they pick up a couple of football-sized rocks and throw them in the hole, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait, and again, nothing. They look at each other in amazement. Then the first guy gets a determined look on his face, and he says, hey, over there in the woods, there's a railroad tie. Help me carry it over, and when we toss that sucker in, it's got to make some kind of noise.
You think.
So the 2 of them drag the heavy tie over to the hole and heave it in. Once again, they wait and they wait and they wait, and not a sound comes from the hole.
This is not looking good for them.
Suddenly, out of the woods nearby, a goat appears, running like the wind.
I can just picture it. A goat running like the wind.
It rushes toward the 2 men, and then right past them. You have to read.
You can't. Where are you at? Okay. And then right past them, running as fast as its legs will carry it, suddenly it leaps in the air and into the hole. The 2 men are astonished with what they've just seen. I would be too. And they look at each other in amazement. Then out of the woods comes a farmer who spots the men and ambles over. He asks them, hey, you 2 guys, see my goat out here? The first guy says, you bet we did. Craziest thing I ever saw. It came running like crazy and just jumped into this hole and disappeared. Nah, says the farmer. That couldn't have been my goat. My goat was chained to a railroad.
I couldn't read it.
No, that was so funny reading it. Well, that's a perfect one to end on, because we're not going to find one better than that. I was visualizing that one, Papa.
Well, you're reading it and you don't know what's going to happen.
I know.
Oh, mercy. Poor old farmer. That wasn't my goat. Mine's tied to a railroad tie.
If he only knew. Well, that was good. That was good.
Oh.
Good Albertology today, Papa. Well, we want to thank you guys for listening to us on WUAT Radio and watching on Channel 18 Valley TV. And don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube. All episodes of the Albert and Billy Show are available on YouTube. And we will see you guys next week. So long, folks.